There's another company in Portland, it's based out of Portland, that consulted with me, and they're close to about $120 million. And again, canvassing, right? And one of the things that I said was, look, if you're really bent on doing this, there is a way, but it's not knocking on the doors, right? You follow simple human truths. A neighborhood wants to enrich their neighborhood, not have a bunch of strangers knocking on doors. So here's what you do, right? You go to the city, you get a permit, you work with the town or the city or whatever, and you go and say, look, we're going to hold an event. We're going to sponsor the event, right? Do you have events? Most of the nice neighborhoods will have some sort of event, like, hey, there's this dog event right at the park, right? Now, last year, obviously with the pandemic, this was challenging, but now this is, more doable. And that is what I would do as an alternative to canvassing, is I would go and work with the neighborhoods, and I would host these events at the parks, or families would come. If you had a pet event, sponsor that, get some swag. Now, your canvassers are now promoters or brand ambassadors in this case, but now you're attracting, you're not persuading.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you do that, you create an environment where people are having fun, they're bringing their families, they're more likely to go and generate high buying intent leads, as opposed to somebody begrudgingly opening the door, or like saying, I don't really want to do this, but you're at my door and I want you to go away. I'm just too polite to tell you to go somewhere. You know what I mean? And that's why you get leads with canvassers who are like, oh, I got 10 leads, and one of them go through as a demo. And they're like, oh, that's pretty good. No, it's not. It's terrible. You've just damaged your brand. So I would do the events. I would have teams where, and I come to my podcast and I said, I kind of use that as a model. I said, look, if you have an exterior product, get one team of people, and what you do is you drone the neighborhood. Yeah. Right. You take photos, you do all of those things, because it's public space, it's airspace right now, at least at this point. And what you do is you come up with, you take photos, and you can use that if you have an app or whatever technology that you can kind of implement. Do the measurement, send them a nice little postcard. It's kind of very personal. Like, here's your home with the new roof, with new solar, with, could this be you? Right? Come up with those things. People want that. People will go like, oh, look at this. They my house with new stuff on it. Right? And I would consider that more of, marketing and creative ways of doing things, as opposed to kind of, just using brute force, going to a neighborhood, dropping, a van full of people, strangers, sweaty, knocking on doors, damaging your brand, coming up with these inefficiencies. Have people come to you, and neighborhoods would love you, because if you sponsor events, you sponsor a park, you sponsor the materials at the park with your logo, they will do that. Most of the canvassing crews nowadays that continue to exist, one of their parts of their methodology is looking for good neighborhoods. Yeah. Good neighborhoods have parks. Good neighborhoods have school districts that, maybe, hey, donate something in there, come up with a nice event, right? Good neighborhoods have, they're very tightly knit on Nextdoor. Go and advertise on Nextdoor, right? Yeah. Sponsor something in there, build some goodwill. This way, if you do end up still knocking on the door, they'd be like, well, they are enriching my neighborhood.